Hello, and welcome. Today we're going to talk about gaslighting. This is a term that is used very often, and I think it's helpful to talk about what it actually is versus how we use it colloquially. So gaslighting is when you're having an interaction with a person in such a way that you start to question and wonder about your own sense of reality. So this can happen in lots of places. It can happen in a relationship dynamic, often when there's power and oppression going on. So you're coming to this other person to have a conversation about something, and they are flexing some power and they're telling you, no, that's not right. That didn't happen. You're making it all up. You're wrong. You're just worried or anxious or overwhelmed. And you start to go, oh my gosh, are they right? Am I just remembering it incorrectly? Am I just bending into my own senses of insecurities or my own stress responses? It can happen if you're advocating. A lot of people with chronic pain or complex health conditions, a lot of minorities find that this happens within the medical system. It's really common when you're trying to advocate that what that professional is seeing is very different from your own experience. So let's say you have chronic health and you're telling them all of these symptoms that you experience, and they go, oh, no. You're just a bit anxious and maybe you're really sensitive and don't worry about it. But the truth is, your reality is valid and important. And it can be really tricky because the medical system is only trained in such a way that they only understand so many pieces. And we know that different people with different experiences, if you've experienced trauma in your life, if you're neurodiverse, if you're really sensitive, your experience is going to be very different from how a medical professional was trained. In the same way, if you're advocating for your child at school, their experience of your child might be very different from your experience of your child, probably because your child feels safer with you than at school. And so they hold on, and present a certain way at school, and then at home they fall apart. So gaslighting is a term that can be used across so many different relationship dynamics, interactions, but the common thread is that you start to question and wonder your truth and your reality. And what I want to say is, take some time to think about your own reality, your own lived experience, and double down on it. Trust yourself. Know that you know what it's like to be in your body. So ground down into that and see if you can really hold it. Maybe you have a mantra you hold on to. Maybe you have a stone you physically hold in your hand, so that when you're going into an interaction where you might experience this type of behavior, you can really hold on solid, knowing that you are clear in your own experience and you're valid and right for believing that is true. And then if there's opportunities, of course, changing the type of people that you're interacting with could be helpful. Sometimes we have choice and sometimes we don't have choice, but finding ways to seek healthy relationships, potentially explore new medical professionals, or seeking an advocate to support us can all be really helpful tools when you're going into a dynamic where there's power and oppression and you're not being believed. So all that being said, what it can feel like to be gaslit, this is my best expression of what it feels like to be gaslit. This is the road, and you're going into an interaction ready to meet the person on the road. And yeah, you might waver here, or in and out, or whatever. It's not necessarily a straight line, but you're ready to go in and have a conversation with someone expecting this type of an experience. And suddenly you find yourself all the way over here, and you're going, hang on. No. I want to be on this road here. This is where we're going. And then you get pulled over here. And you're like, wait a second, how did I get over here? I am trying to walk this road. Why can't I walk this road? And so the other person keeps pulling you off your road, but it's not always super clear. It's not like I'm on the road, I'm off the road. You kind of just meander off somehow, and you realize, wait, I'm not on the road again. And then you have to kind of hop back on the road and try again. And oh my goodness. So if this is your experience, see if you can start to notice what it's like in your own body. We always have our body with us. See if you can pick up on the sensations of when you start to drift off. Maybe the person has a certain tone that they use, or they present a certain way with their like face, or their body language is a certain way, and that's a cue that can help you. Maybe you feel a flutter inside, or maybe you go into self-doubt and that's your cue. You can start to see yourself doubting yourself. Whatever it is, take some time to think about the interaction, what it's like to be way over here, how hard it can be sometimes to try to come back, and not expect in the interaction with this other person that it's going to be a straight line. And again, if you have choice to choose who you're interacting with, maybe there's an opportunity to choose differently. And if there isn't, how can you equip yourself with a very solid foundation so that even if the magnet of the other person starts to pull you off, you can come back a lot quicker and go. And so that you can eventually go down the road that you were hoping to go down. Anyway, I hope that was helpful. I'm going to be doing lots of these educational videos in the world of AI. I feel like it's helpful. You and me and my chart paper. So come hang out. We'd love to have you. Okay, have a good day.